Alrighty, a few last minute things made me a few moments late, but we are Thursday night, gearing up for I'm already gearing up for the weekend. Technically, work tomorrow. Well, not technically, actually. But, you know, do it. Okay, so I'm going to do a video for a non-alcoholic beverage. Hello, Celtic. Thank you. I'm glad you like the show. This is one of my oldest ones. Not necessarily from the first round of cocktail shirts, but very early in my phase of buying cocktail shirts. Ray's shepherd pie. I feel like that's a reference to something. All right, so just going to make this video for an non-alcoholic drink. I don't mind shepherd pie. Got a new fucking thing at cans of drink. Ugh. There's a thing it's meant to open and be like a dispenser and it won't. Where's my knife? Where's my knife? Come on, goddammit. It's supposed to be a sort of dotted line that makes it easier to open, bastard. Ah, God, that was more difficult than it freaking needed to be. There we go. Can of my mineral water. Okay, it's happening. It's pretty okay. It needs more gravy. You like Guinness pie? I actually probably prefer a pastry meat pie to shepherd's pie. Don't mind shepherd's pie though. The old potato topping. All right, I gotta set up for this. Frosting the glass. I don't want the glass frosted. So, just going to put this over here. Remember that that is there. Right. I have to torch my frosty clear ice. Get rid of the frostiness. Bit of science. Oh, well, yeah, my phone's on silent. I did hear a buzz, which weirdly coincided with me torching this ice, and I thought the torching of the ice was somehow related to the buzz. It was the old U-Foods message. Oh, it's like an old friend buzzing me at the start of a Thursday night stream. And I always forget that they're going to do it. Okay, let's... Jesus titty fucking Christ. That was remarkably undramatic, considering how dramatic it could have been. All right, try not to fuck things up. That's my motto. Okay, glass. And you know what? Turn that on. Yeah, that looks good. All right, let's do it. All right. It's the nice slow-mo close-up. Now I've got to do the talking bit. Let's get this out here. This right here. Hey, Safa, by the way. Let's get this happening. Okay, I'm going to take a thumbnail picky here while I think of it. All right. Put this here. Out the way. Now, turn this light over here. Bounce it off the wall so it's a bit softer. Give me a nice soft golden glow. Turn on the audio recorder and the video recorder. Okay. G'day, cocktail lovers. I'm doing something special today for Dry July, for those folks who are doing Dry July, whether to just take a month off drinking alcohol, or for a lot of people, there's a fundraising aspect. You know, it's a noble cause. I'm not doing it, but I think if you're doing Dry July, you deserve something special, not just something out of a can, not just fruit juice and some fizzy water. That's a cop-out. Most mocktails, I think, lack imagination. So I'm going to do something that I have done a test run of, and it tastes really good. And it's a little project as well. It's a clarified, non-alcoholic mocktail. For the flavor base of this, I'm suggesting some very strong tea or coffee, depending on your preference. And I will let you in on a secret. I've tried it with both tea and coffee, and they're both good. I do not like coffee. I never drink coffee. I actively dislike coffee. But when I make this concoction and clarify it, and it's got a coffee base, I actually like it. It's just got this faint coffee flavor that I think accentuates the other flavors in there. It works really well. So whichever you go for, particularly if you go for tea, make it way stronger than you would drink it. Like a cup of tea you simply couldn't drink, because the clarification process strips out the tannins and mellows the flavors of everything that's in there. So if you do normal strength tea, there won't be that much flavor. Make really strong tea and there'll still be a nice tea flavor in the drink. Now, the recipe I give you is suggestions rather than something hard and fast. I'm going to give you some ratios that I've found works, and I was literally using stuff that I just had. I had on the shelf, had in the fridge, and I'm going to put these things together. So I'm recommending that you go with what you have on hand, or go out and get something specific. The coffee element is actually this canned coffee drink. You could obviously just make fresh coffee if you're a coffee person. This is actually marketed as a non-alcoholic espresso martini. So I believe there's flavors in here apart from coffee. There's also some sweeteners and juice elements. To clarify, we need an acidic element, and I'm using orange juice in this. And another fun flavor in here, this is something I just picked up because it was on sale, and it's actually really nice. Sicilian lemon cordial. It is designed, to just be had with water or soda, and it has a really nice tangy lemon flavor. It's not just like sweet lemonade. It's really good. And this is just like a dirt cheap pine mango fruit juice drink. It's not fruit juice. And I'm putting all these things together, and these are the flavors that make up this particular clarified mocktail. The basis of most clarified cocktails is you're adding something acidic to something milk. It doesn't have to be dairy milk. That's the easiest to work with. What we need is fat content. Now, again, to give this a richer flavor, I'm actually doing a blend of coconut milk and dairy milk. 200 mils of coconut milk, 200 mils of dairy milk. Whisk that together, and I'm going to add the drink to that. Now, if you wanted to make it vegan, you could simply use coconut milk. I find coconut milk alone can be really fiddly to work with, which is why I mix it with dairy. That makes it easier to work with. Now, for the actual drink, I'm going with 200 mils of coffee or coffee. For the actual drink, I'm starting with 200 mils of coffee or tea or related beverage. Then I'm adding 100 mils of orange juice and 100 mils of the lemon cordial, 100 mils of the pine mango juice. Add that to the milk mixture, giving it a gentle stir as you do, and leave that to sit. You don't need to leave it long, maybe only half an hour, and you get some separation happening. Then we're pouring that through a funnel with a paper coffee filter in there. And it's important to remember, it isn't the filter that does the filtering. It's simply holding the curds in place, and the curds do the filtering. So the curds have to settle, which means the first amount of the drink that goes through won't be completely clear. So you let it run for a while, and then you put it back through, and it's going to come through clear. Given how clear this cocktail is, for serving it, I'm definitely pouring it over some sexy clear ice. And if you wanted to do some fruity garnishes on it, go for it. But I'm just serving it as is. You saw how murky that was. Like, there was black coffee and some juices added to milk, so it turned into a grey-brown sludge. And it comes out so clear. It shows off the clear ice as well, but you can see I've got a whole bottle of it here, and it is just a beautiful color. Yes, it looks like a urine sample. 9 times out of 10, when you do a clarification with a brown spirit, or in this case, coffee, it comes out looking like a urine sample. Really, it's only the level of hydration of the donor that seems to change to me. I did actually top this with bubbles, which I think is a nice taste. And of course, you could do a really tall drink and have lots of bubbles in there. I'm going to give it a taste. Yep, it's got that really rich coffee flavor under there, and the fruity flavors and the sweetness, and the bubbles give it a bit of zest. A little tip: if you like things really sweet, by all means. A little tip, if you like things extra sweet, by all means add another 100 mils of sugar syrup or a cordial in there, but then taste it afterwards. And if it comes out, if it's too sweet, the easy solution is to top it with soda water, lemonade, whatever, have a nice, tall, refreshing drink. So that's my little gift to anyone doing Dry July, or just people who don't drink alcohol, and I'm not sure why you're watching a cocktail channel, if that's the case. Although I know some people who watch it just because they like the process and they've come to know the channel and like it. And I appreciate you, alcohol drinkers and non-alcohol drinkers alike. But anyone can try this. You don't have to be doing Dry July. Just have something a bit different, a nice refreshing drink, no alcohol in it. I mean, you could always, whack some gin or rum or something in here. Why not? But I'm going with the non-alcoholic version. I'm going to enjoy this. Hope you're enjoying yourself wherever you are, and if you're doing Dry July, more power to you. But I hope you do come back and see me again sometime when I make some more concoctions, maybe some more non-alcoholic. Who knows? Probably not. Probably alcoholic. I'm going to sit down, enjoy this, and hope to see you again soon. Until I do see you again, I'll say cheers. Start the day with a non-alcoholic drink. That's crazy talk. Okay, switching a few things off. We've got about 10 minutes. Switch that off. Switch this off. Back to mood lighting. And put this in here. All right, and bring the chair back around. Back around, back around, back around. A bread apologist, hello. Kind of surreal for you, like time travel. Hopping in. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, this is weird. Yeah, my channel's like 20 years old this year. Crazy, crazy stuff. Yeah, YouTube can very much be time travel. Trump is not smart. Is he actively evil? I mean, he's a fucking prick. If anything goes Trump's way, that's friggin' pure blind luck. Oh, I do remember the name Leggett Terran, which you probably explained last time you popped into the chat too. Yeah, Celtic occasionally comments on the old videos, so he's fun. You're a zero alcohol snob. Well, this is a classy zero alcohol drink. I deliberately made this less sweet than the last one I made. And I think that was a good choice. Oh, yes, Ray's still looking for his green card. Very good-hearted, kind, beautiful, amazing genius who loves freedom, deserves to be loved, not hated. Fake news. Start being honest. Make life. Let me in, please. Oh, yeah. Like, as I made clear as I was recording the video for that one, this is for other people, not for me. Of course you can drink zero alcohol in a public place. I mean, you should be prepared for some busybody, or maybe a cop shoot. You can't drink that here. And you go, no, zero alcohol. The thing I used to do with friends is get like a Gatorade bottle and put a mixed drink into that, something that vaguely looks like the color of a Gatorade. You know, you put something in that's orange or blue curacao or whatever, and just walk around in places where you're not supposed to have alcohol, drinking your Gatorade. So that was my cunning plan. I swear to God, something's gone screw the hair on my arm here. It always feels like there's an insect crawling on my arm. I'm going to shave my fucking arm if that keeps up. It's so annoying. Not sure he's as dumb as he's made out to be. Stupid people can manipulate. Okay. I think I know what you're getting at there, Justin, and there is a possibility. So what happened? Trump declared tariffs, which are economically a really stupid idea. The stock markets crashed for 2-3 days. He said, okay, faked you out. I'm not doing tariffs. And straight away, the stock market does a massive rebound. Now, he and his cronies could have bought in the dip and then sold in the resurgence. I am a firm believer in the old saying that is true more often than not. Don't ascribe to malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity. I believe Trump did the tariff thing because he's a fucking moron. I believe he backed out on it because he's a fucking coward. Yes, there are very serious questions about Dutton and some stock purchases. Can we stop with the Trump is evil? Okay. Conversation starter. I'm going to disagree with that. I really quite aggressively disagree with the expression all politicians are as bad as each other. Trump is among the absolute worst. Like, he's an abominable, vile piece of shit. I actively, strongly, aggressively disagree with the idea that Trump's no worse than other politicians. He is far, 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 far worse than 99.99% of politicians. He is an absolutely abominable piece of shit. And he is a severe danger to a lot of people. And yes, good point, Celtic. Trump literally has a track record of being a fucking idiot. I think he's more than stupid, Celtic. I think he's self-centered, vain, authoritarian, vindictive. He's so many things. Don't disagree with Trump being shit. Again, it's a more complex question, but I kick back very hard against the, and I'm not saying this is what you're saying, but I kick back very hard against the idea, oh, there's no difference. They're all as bad as one another. That simply isn't true. The US system is just fucked, I think. I think other parts of the world, including Australia, have a slightly better chance of getting a better result from politicians. Yes, if you want an angry outburst, you just have to bring up Elon Musk. Yeah, I think where I'd like to go is systems of power are fucked. Good, we're on the same page. Speaking about lying sacks of shit. Yeah, that was ages ago. That was 10 news cycles ago, Safa. We did actually talk about that when that happened. But yeah, how about it? What did it achieve? What did it change? Absolutely nothing. I don't hold it against him. He's trying to raise his own profile, Cory Booker. He's making a statement. Good on him. Yeah, see, Safa, there are 3 news cycles a day. Oh, that's me being sarcastic, by the way. I'm very glad to hear that, Heine. Oh, he's such a fucking dead shit. He was wearing a diaper. Strom Thurmond, who has the record, had a cupboard with a bucket in it that he was pissing in. Yes. Sarcasm in person is usually easy to detect. Text. Regularly tell people not to assume everyone knows when they're being ironic or sarcastic. Right. I am going to make myself an alcoholic beverage now. Now that I've done my noble thing of doing something non-alcoholic. Okay, where is... What am I looking for on my Trello? I have high hopes for the cocktails I'm doing a video of tonight. God damn it, it wouldn't be me if I didn't forget something. And I fucking forgot something. This whole cocktail's built around port, and I didn't bring my port out. I have to go get it. Damn it. Madam Butterfly, you can't stay long, struggling to get out of warm bed. Oh, you got to face work, damn. Yes, life was a little bit easier to deal with back in those days, Justin. Okay, I'm going to duck out quickly and get my port. All right, I got my port. It has spent some time in barrels, but is currently on its own. Hey, Home for the Elderly, how you doing? Okay, getting ready to make a port side spice. Right, put some things over here. Get them out of the way. Right. Port side spice. Got my port. Ginger liqueur. Apple brandy. Okay, orange liqueur. Still got my blood orange liqueur happening. Looks like that's going to survive till next blood orange season, maybe. Look up when blood orange season actually is. We'll make a fresh batch of it. We've got apple brandy, which is down here. Oh, going down, down, down. Deeper down. Through my brandies. Get some apple brandy. Not much of it left. To go and get another apple brandy. But we also want falernum and crisp. There's a lot of ingredients in this. A lot of ingredients. Pimento dram. Wait, I got John D. Taylor's Velvet Falernum. The hipster falernum. And Christmas gin, Christmas gin. Okay. Lots of ingredients all lined up. Okay, I'm ready to go. All right. Okay. All right, so I guess we want to make this. Ooh, and I've got to look up one thing before I make this. So we want both of those. Let's get this happening. Got it. Okay. I do have so much bloody booze. That is true. I may or may not have a drinking problem. Richard, you celebrate saluting the Titanic? It is the anniversary of the Titanic's maiden and only voyage, setting out on this day in 1912. Right. Port side spice. Cocktail. I've got to remember which website it was on. Oh, it is on Difford's Guide. Okay, I was just looking at the serving suggestion. We do want some orange peel. Okay, let's get some orange peel, orange peel, orange peel. Rex the runt, Rex the runt. That thing that I hum sometimes that's probably very obscure to a lot of people is an old Aardman animation. You know, the people who made Wallace and Gromit, that's their biggest hit. They made heaps and heaps of stuff. And there were these shorts with these claymation dogs. And the titular character of it, Rex the Runt, he was a small dog. And I'm just going to throw it out there. They knew what they were doing when they called him Rex the Runt. Oh, holy heck. Okay, I've got to share this before I go off and make the cocktail. Lego Titanic. That Richard, look at that. Look, just look at it. Even look, I'll bring it up so it's not me. That's fantastic. Lego Titanic. I love it. It took almost 2 months to build the Lego Titanic. Damn. Dedication, man. Tip of the hat to you. Genuinely. No sarcasm. That's great. It would be funny to make the Billionaire's submersible a crushed version of it and have it next to it. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Going to get a Nicken or a glass. Fill it with some ice, chill the glass, because I'm a goddamn professional. Despite evidence to the contrary, I can't put ice in a glass without spilling it on the floor. Does that mean I'm not a professional? Spoiler alert. Yes, it does. Not a professional. Okay. We want to get things ready. Let's get this camera out here. Okay. Let's make it. Okay, so we want 40 mils of port. Spoot right. We want 7.5 mils of orange liqueur. Okie doke. Got a couple of things ready. Where's my GoPro? I'm gonna GoPro. There we go. All right. I was about to start making it without turning the camera on. I just remembered to turn the camera on. So, we go port. Christmas gin, Christmas gin. Ginger liqueur. Apple brandy. Orange liqueur. And falernum. That's way too much falernum. You know what? Fuck it. Oh, god damn it. Alright. Shite. A lot of turning around room there. Okay. That is the ingredients. Now, I'm just having premonitions of knocking things over. So I'm putting all the lids back on to minimize the drama. Okay. Let's put the ice in the glass. And I think maybe a bit more ice. Ice, ice, baby. As poet laureate Vanilla Ice once said. All right. Ooh, is this? I feel like this is a big drink. Maybe I should have a bigger glass. But it is what it is. That's fine. It's gonna be fine. It'll be grand. No worries, mate. She'll be right. It'll be all right on the night. Gotta stir. Gotta stir. Very brown drink. Brown like Brian. That's promising. You got last Saturday's drinks. Less than enthused. High hopes for this one. Ooh, that is very brown. That's like tea. Oh yeah, twist of orange. Twist in my sobriety. Twist of orange in there. That's looking photogenic. Who says I'm not a goddamn motherfucking professional? Me, usually. In a moment of honesty. Oops. Turn the GoPro off. We're done. Okay, you got to remember to charge them tomorrow. What? No, don't. Take a photo. Well, let's take a photograph. Wow, that was weird. All right. Now, the talking. We did the makey make, now we do the talky talk. Then we do the city sit and chatty chat. See what you're all up to in Chatland. That. All right. Turning everything on. Okay. It's ready, we're ready. Off to the races. Fucking hell. G'day, cocktail lovers. This is called a port-side spice. You may not be surprised to learn that the dominant feature in here is port, tawny, and you may be surprised when we say spice, we don't mean chili or hot. We're talking about the cooking spice flavors, tropical spices, cinnamon, cardamom, allspice, that type of thing. And it's all coming together into this one drink. It was very interesting. The version I saw actually featured a flavored vodka. It was like an alpine flavored spiced vodka. And I thought, flavored vodka, that's some bullshit right there. So I'm using some quality ingredients to get those interesting spice flavors in that I will explain to you, but I am going to taste this first. Okay, I had high hopes for this, and I'll tell you now, it's living up to those high hopes. I'm going to enjoy working my way through this, but I will show you the ingredients. As I said, it features pork prominently. This is in a nondescript bottle because this is actually at least two different sorts of port. I use port to season my little barrels down there, which then goes on to flavor things like either new make spirit or really cheap whiskies. It's remarkable how much that improves cheap whiskies and sometimes cocktails as well. So it's been in barrels and it's been blended and it's back in this bottle. But yeah, there's port. I brought together two elements for most of the spice. Rather than like the flavored vodka, I've split that between this Christmas gin from local distiller Four Pillars. They release a Christmas gin every year. I think it's a little different each year. It has different artwork on it, limited edition artwork each year. This is from a couple of years ago. They literally put like their mum's Christmas pud in the still, so the gin infuses through the gin infuses through the pud, and you can see it's not clear. It's got all the color from the pud as well, and it is delightful. It is like Christmas pud in a bottle. And I'm also doing a ginger liqueur. This is actually a honey lemon and ginger liqueur from another local maker, Tiny Bear. Very good, but those are getting some nice sort of exotic cooking spice flavors in there. There's also apple brandy in here. This is a French Calvados. You could use Applejack or maybe a local apple brandy to where you are. This is what I have on hand, so you should go with what you have on hand. A few more elements. There's falernum in there. I'm using the classic John D. Taylor's Velvet Falernum. There's lots of different beverages under the name falernum. This also has sort of tropical spices in it as well. It's generally a low alcohol rum-based liqueur. It's extremely tasty. There's also orange liqueur. I'm going with my homemade blood orange liqueur. It's still going strong. Looks like it's going to last me till next blood orange season, and then I can make a new batch. Those are all the ingredients in the portside spice, and I tell you what, oh, they come together really well. This is possibly on my short list for cocktails of the year. I'll want to revisit it later in the year and compare it to some others, but now I'll show you how to make it. In a mixing glass, we put 40 mils of port, which is just under 1.5 ounces, then half an ounce or 15 mils of my Christmas gin, half an ounce or 15 mils of ginger liqueur, half an ounce or 15 mils of apple brandy, then 1/4 ounce or 7.5 mils of orange liqueur, and 1/4 ounce or 7.5 mils of velvet falernum. Add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the drink, and then I'm straining that into a chilled Nick and Nora glass and garnishing it with a twist of orange peel. I made a point of letting you know that I've improvised on this recipe, and I'm very happy with the result, because I don't think you should be beholden to recipes. They are out there for a reason. Usually they've worked quite well, particularly the classics. But when you improvise, you can look at what is in the recipe and go, I don't have that, but I have something that maybe approximates that, or maybe just takes it in a different direction. Like I will wager my Christmas gin and ginger liqueur take this in a way different direction to the Alpine flavored vodka. I'm going out on a limb. It's better. I'm never going to see that drink, and I'll never know, but I'm just getting there and saying it's better. This is better. And what you make can be better as well. You should definitely experiment, whether with this recipe or other recipes, and have a bit of fun and try something new. And it doesn't always work. In this case, it did. I'm very happy with that. So I think you should try it and maybe do your own improvising, because you probably have very different ingredients to what I have. And who knows what comes out the other side, but it's, always something new, and that's what I like. And I'd like to see you back here to see if I come up with something new another time, because I will be back with more cocktail recipes. But until I do see you again, I will say cheers. And just get a little bit more of that. All right. Now, let's see this dude here. And I got to switch some stuff off. The spice must flow. Oops, I'm going to switch this light off too. Go all the way over there. We'll get this one out of the way. Over here. Over here. Over there. It's the same everywhere. All right, good. All right, so I'm going to sit down and have this drink and have a chat. Let's sploosh. I'm just putting it on ice because I can. And we put that orange peel in there. And if you know me, you know what's coming next. It's cherry time. Man, I got sorely tempted to buy even more booze this week. Some really good specials got advertised to me. And I almost weakened. Because I don't have any American bourbons at the moment, which is my excuse. But yeah, one mob did discounted boutique bourbon, and I was real tempted, but I didn't do it. And I was almost going to use as an excuse. It's the place that sells these cherries for the cheapest, couple dollars cheaper than anywhere else. Well, yeah, I need more cherries. I'll do that. And I was just strong and didn't do it. So I feel noble. So now I'll probably see something else advertised and get that. Because, I mean, seriously, I should go at least 6 months without buying alcohol just to wear down my collection a little bit. But I'm a bad, impulsive boy. Man, that is pretty good. Okay, I need to look up the other one I'm going to make. Serving suggestion. We will just go different side again. Okay. It's Banana Day. Right. What's the name of this thing I'm looking up? A white lion. Why is it called a white lion? Ooh, there are two. Wait, which one am I going for? David Embry, rum, triple sec, grenadine. Not that. I'm going with rum, orange curacao. Wait, where the fuck am I getting this from? Where did I get my recipe from? My recipe's completely different. Okay. That's weird. Okay, so I've now found 3 different recipes for a cocktail called a white lion. No, it's not. Fucking Diffords. Okay, would it have been liquor.com? Let me have a look. Yes, it was liquor.com. Okay. Okay. Sometimes when I get stuff off a different site, I get confused. I get so confused. I'm so easily confused. At this rate, Mrs. Angry is going to have had more cocktails tonight than I have. I made it 3 cocktails before I even started the stream. And that's just my first one. I was really only planning on making one more. We shall see. Celtic women managers in McDonald's almost banned someone sounded like VD. Abusing McDonald's for not selling kosher bacon. Yeah, I think whoever that was doesn't know what kosher is. I mean, Jewish people often substitute brisket for bacon, actually. Tastes totally different from a cow, not a pig. But if done in a certain way, you can get thin, crispy strips of it. I like brisket. Brisket's good. But yes, throwing around contradictory phrases like kosher bacon, that's a little bit weird. Of course, lots of Jewish people eat ham and bacon because they're, well, not only not orthodox, there's a thing that's called observant, as in, and that means you're following the rules, but you're not necessarily an ultra conservative like the Orthodox Jews. But some people just go, yeah, good rule, buddy. Genuinely don't think God cares if I eat bacon. VD sometimes gets big on kosher. Yes, he obviously doesn't know what kosher is. Mind you, it's funny when you look into it. The debates and disagreements rabbis will have over what's kosher and what isn't is pretty well. And it expands things like even Catholics with the thing about not eating meat on Fridays in Lent, like only eating fish. Fish doesn't count as meat. Apparently, there was a ruling at one point, because I know there's a period, I think it's probably predominantly in the US, where people ate beaver meat, and they did an argument that the beaver's in the water, it's a fish. And there was an official edict that said, yes, you can eat beaver on Fridays inland, which is weird. Ate a liter of Greek yogurt to make yourself poop. Good Lord. You're just asking for an explosion, Rays. It's going to be a whole thing. Okay. Oof. It's kind of bizarre when you're in cocktail world and you see so many different recipes that have the same name. And sometimes they're close to each other, like all these versions of a white lion are kind of close to each other. They're all variants of a daiquiri, essentially, which the basic thing is rum, lime juice, and sugar. Yeah, this one says rum, lime juice, orange liqueur, and a tiny bit of raspberry liqueur, and sugar syrup or sugar. But everyone does their own little take on it, and I am definitely a cocktail wanker, but not enough of a wanker to obsess over these cocktails where it's not a recognized thing. You just do your own riff on it. McDonald's fillet of fish on a menu because the whole Catholic. I believe that's true. To some, and even beyond the Catholics, some people eat fish but not meat, and so the whole family could go there, and also so Catholics could keep going to McDonald's during Lent. I mean, that seems plausible to me. Hey, fun fact, talking about cultural things and whatnot, have you seen one of those fridges that has a little compartment in the door and there's like a plastic or maybe glass bit? So there's the front door of the fridge, but there's a see-through bit. There's a particular shelf with things in it. And it's generally marketed as, how convenient is this? Look, you just have the things you want most here, and you just open this little door and grab them. You don't have to open the whole fridge. And that's just like as a convenience thing. That was actually developed for the Jewish market, because if you're really observing the rules about not operating machinery, really serious people, they can't use anything electrical on Sabbath, Shabbat. So, you can't watch TV, can't play on a computer, and the fridge has to be turned off. So if the fridge is turned off for a whole day and you're getting stuff out of it, all the coldness is going to go out of the fridge, and it increases the risk of stuff in the fridge. Well, it A, increases the risk of stuff going off, and B, the stuff's going to be less cold as the day goes on. So this little window in the door was created like Jewish people planning to go, okay, on Sabbath, I'm going to want these things. They're on that shelf. So I can open this little thing and get them out, and it's not letting cold out of the fridge. So everything will still be okay. The more you know. How much of a cocktail wanker am I? I'm as much of a cocktail wanker as people want me to be. Like if people want to go, no, I have an extreme opinion, mate. I have extreme opinions. My basic one is vodka's bullshit. As a general rule, I don't use vodka in cocktails. And if someone's using premix, sour mix, or some shitty thing and not a proper syrup and juice they've made themselves, I'll be very judgy. But I'm not going to hassle someone. I'm not going to just shit on someone and tell them they're a moron and they're wrong. If someone asks me and says, like, express your opinion strongly, I'm going to do it. So in my head, I'm a bigger wanker than I usually am verbally, because I'm thinking very judgmental thoughts on people who do things with cocktail that I think is bullshit. But I won't hassle someone. I'll only say to them, you're doing it wrong, if they ask me. Like, vodka martini, get the fuck out of here. Like, just, get right the fuck out of here. No. Yes. But I try very hard not to hassle people. The old don't yuck someone's yum thing. I think that's a reasonable principle to adhere to. And so that's what I try to do. But, oh my God, in my head, and what I do for myself, I'm such a wanker. So I guess I'm a polite wanker. I don't wank in public in more than one sense. Ooh, I'm remembering. Okay, I am going to make this one. I got some friggin' lime juice here. Do. So I'm going to make this little daiquiri variation. All right. Ooh, I've got to put everything away. Okay, I did not put stuff away. It's the sound of sensation across the whole nation. Radio goodies. Boom. That will do. Now let's see, we put Christmas gin back here. What else do we have to put away? These go in the cupboard. The forbidden cupboard of mystery. Yeah, fuck it. That can go there. That can go there. Now I want my allspice. There is not much allspice strand there. I haven't used it in a while, I don't think. Okay, get the port out of the way because I'm not using that. Okay, I'm just going to use the same glass again. Why not? Why not indeed? Okay, do want some sugar syrup. Ice baby. All right. That was real smart. Okay. And the sensation across the whole nation. Let's do. We want to do overproof rum. Maybe, baby. Wait, where's my overproof rum? Yeah, you know what? The fact that I can't find it, it's a message from God. Use this rum. White rum. Not because we're racist. I appreciate all colors of rum. No, we're not doing portside spice. We are doing a white lion. Oh yeah, the lime juice. Where did I put that? That's here. Radio goodies. Okay. Let's do this. White rum. Oh yeah. And simple syrup. All right. Let's go. Where's my GoPro? All right. Put that there. I'm going to bring the video camera out here. All right, let's do this. Go white rum, allspice dram. All right. Gonna get this out of the way. Because I feel like I'm gonna break it. Okay. What the fuck do there? Accidentally tapped something. Okay. Let's put the lids back on. I live in perpetual paranoia that I'm going to knock things over. Same stupid shit gets stuck in my head. What's in your head? What's in your head? That's good. All right, fuck you, camera. Why did you do that? Why did you not? Okay, we're doing it right this time. Okay, let's shake our little booties right down to the ground. Ooh, yeah. Some volume in that sucker. All right, a little bit extra. Fuck you. Okay. And that's done. All right, do this and I'm done making cocktail bitches for the night. Yeah, the reflection. Okay. Audio on. Video on. Let's see what's on. What's going on? What's going on? Tell me, Marvin, what's going on? Yeah. G'day, cocktail lovers. This is a riff on a daiquiri called a white line. It has one small change. Rather than being all rum, it's got pimento dram, also known as allspice dram. Just has these wonderful flavors in it. Let's see if we've got a description on here. No, this one doesn't. God, I'm going to do the whole thing again. G'day, cocktail lovers. This is a daiquiri riff called a white line. It has one change from a standard daiquiri. Rather than being all rum, it has half an ounce of allspice dram, also known as pimento dram, depending who's making it. It's got the allspice berry in it, the pimento, and it just is yum. It's adding a bit of depth of flavor to a daiquiri, and a daiquiri's always good. So let's see what this is like with a bit of extra flavor. Well, that's really smooth. Just when you think of summer flavors and winter flavors, the spices in the dram bring this more into like a winter drink, but it's still that beautiful, bright, fresh, bracing daiquiri flavor. Oh, I love it. This is great. I'll show you how to make it. In a shaker, put 1.5 ounces or 45 mils of white rum, then half an ounce or 15 mils of allspice dram, then 3/4 of an ounce. then half an ounce or 15 mils of syrup, then half an ounce or 15 mils of simple syrup, and 3/4 of an ounce, around 22.5 mils of lime juice. Add ice to the shaker, shake that good and hard for 10 or 15 seconds to chill and dilute the drink, and I'm straining that into a chilled Nicanora glass. I feel like a daiquiri never lets you down, and the White Lion is a subtle but really nice variation on a daiquiri. Definitely worth trying. If you don't have allspice dram or pimento dram and you like tropical drinks, I thoroughly recommend you add it to your bar. And among other things, you can try a White Lion. Cheers. A little bit more. Just a little bit more. All right. More in there. Don't want to waste the booze. Get the extra drops of booze. I think I got one extra sip by doing that. Man, this is good. Okay. This is fucking yum. Okay. Both tonight's cocktails are fucking top notch and have to go on the short list for cocktails of the year. To be revisited later. Like, in terms of posting the videos, I'm already up to July now. Yes, that's an excellent metaphor based on what I was saying before. I keep my actual genitals in my pants and my verbal genitals in my mouth. In both cases, unless asked to whip them out. What's it? Thursday? You know what? I'm going to just put another bit of orange peel in here. Because fuck it, why not? A radio goodies. Well, that's a wonderful turn of phrase about the verbal genitals. It's all good in the hood. All right, now chilling out with my second cocktail. What's the time? No, I probably won't drink another cocktail. There'll be Mrs. Angry drinking more cocktails than me tonight. Oh man, that's good. I freaking love that. I've probably had some version of that before, actually. But it's very, very good. It's what I like. Here we go. I was just going to look, is there anything interesting in the news? Now I'm settling down. Maybe looking for topics to chat about. Trump still being a goddamn idiot with his tariffs. Okay, fair enough. Woman gives birth to strangest baby after IVF bungle. Well, yes. That's got to be a risk with IVF. You know, the other risk with IVF is literal clones. Theoretically in IVF, they put a sperm into an egg. But as several knowledgeable people have pointed out, the process they do could actually start the cell division with just the egg from the egg provider, which effectively means creating a clone. Anyone's been watching a content for any yelling days know I have good verbal genitals. Thank you. If I was still doing the t-shirts, I would make one that said good verbal genitals. Justin, scientists is having a debate about whether they're not direwolves. There's the answer is absolutely, categorically simple. They are not direwolves. Full stop. No gray area, nothing. What they did is combine some direwolf DNA with modern wolf DNA. By definition, that isn't a direwolf. That's a little bit of genetic monkeying. Richard, if you think genetic monkeying is cool, that's fine. But the fact that the people who did it were just running around going, we brought direwolves back, actually makes me not trust them. They seem more hype than substance. Australia's youngest killer arrested weeks after prison release. Breaching extended supervision orders, possessing child abuse material. Served 20 years for murdering a toddler when he was 13. So what the hey? Do you think maybe this person is just institutionalized and incapable of functioning now? That would be my guess. Yes, they're going to do a whole Jurassic Park, clearly. Yes, there's been talk about doing it with mammoths for ages. Again, they do these things, they'll be creating genetic hybrids, which, I don't know, maybe that's interesting. Oh my God, that drink's really good. The first one was good. At least an 8. That's a 9. I would fucking drink that one all night. Hot damn. I have to remember to put that note in it. Me likey. That is a good one. So, I like that. Like I said, last cocktails I made on a stream, disappointing. I had high hopes because I look at recipes and go, that looks interesting, I'm going to make it. Like 9 times out of 10, I'm right. I enjoy the cocktail. Sometimes it's like, oh, that kind of didn't come together. Well, that's disappointing. Can never really predict which way it's going to go. This is the philosophy of a cocktail wanker. So you talk about how much of a cocktail wanker I am. I feel like I can predict from seeing ingredients whether a cocktail is going to be good. And like I said, I'm right 9 times out of 10. Which means the misses are very disappointing. Because I feel like my intuition has failed me. Oh, so I feel it. Actually, talking about the direwolves, there's some silly slasher horror movie coming out. I think it's called Rare Breed. And it's, I think these killer dogs, because I don't know, maybe they've been bitten by a bat or something. So I don't know. But I saw a trailer for it on YouTube and it looks stupid, maybe self-consciously stupid, maybe stupid in a fun way. But it's one of those things where the trailer just told you so much of the movie. It's like, for fuck's sake, you're meant to hint at things, not just literally show us, oh, that person's going to get killed, that person's going to get killed, that person's going to get killed, that person's going to get killed. And they did. They showed multiple character deaths in the fucking trailer. And I was like, who did this? Who made this decision? Proper editing of trailers is an art form. And honestly, when you think about it, was a trailer normally 90 seconds, sometimes longer? But that can be, depending on how long they make the trailer and how long the movie is, that can be a couple of % of the runtime of the movie. The danger of giving away important points is really quite high. So, I remember there was a phase in the 90s where, with really big budget, like mainstream movies, they would put the fucking plot resolution in the trailer. Like, you'd see a bit and go, that's obviously how it ends. I remember they did it for the Schwarzenegger one where he goes to Mars. And there was a shit remake of that with Colin Farrell. I'm trying to remember what it's called. But yeah, they put a fucking final scene in the trailer. It's ridiculous. Oh, that kind of sounds like fun. Trailers for A New Hope, the original trailers. Yeah, but also just old trailers are very dated. There was that whole thing where the trailer was just voiceovers. In a world gone. Thank you, Heine. Put a link in the Discord. Thank you. I may or may not have seen them, but I'd be keen to see them again. Oh, damn. Was that cocktail maybe a bit too sweet? Maybe it needs some bitters. I should remake it with my tiki bitters. That's actually a good idea. I mean, not tonight. As tempted as I am to make yet another cocktail tonight, I don't think I shall. I think I shall be a bit circumspect. I'd say be a good boy, but that's not very accurate, quite honestly. So, but just at least having a hint of moderation in what I do this evening. Now I'm going to drink this fucking... Okay, because I've already opened the can. Drink all this just before bedtime. I'm going to have to freaking get up and pee in the middle of the night. Worse things happen at sea, as they say. If getting up to pee during the night is the worst thing that happens to me in the next 24 hours, I'll be doing fairly well. I'll just see what we see. On second viewing, it's not too bad. I tell you what had good trailers that were better than the fucking movie. The prequel, Phantom Menace. The advertising for the prequel was fucking brilliant. Like, it was really good. From the first poster that was just a little kid kicking up the dirt, and it's obviously Anakin on Tatooine, and the shadow stretching behind him is Vader. That was a kick-ass poster. That was really good. But then, besides the trailers, they released a couple trailers. They were fine, but they did these teaser ones. They were based around characters, and there was a Darth Maul one, a Yoda one, a Padme one, an Anakin one. There's probably an Obi-Wan. The one I really liked was the Padme one, because she just said things like, there are things I can do, and there's all those shots of her in the really formal wear in the Senate and whatnot. And then it's like, there are things I cannot do. And the things like she cannot do is let tyranny go unchallenged. And then when she says there are things I cannot do, and then it's just her kicking ass, blasting away. But yeah, those character teasers, they were like 30 seconds. They were TV spots. They're really good. So, as anyone who's a regular knows, I am not a fan of the Star Wars prequels. Don't hate them. I'm just not a fan of them. But very much a fan of the advertising for The Phantom Menace. I thought it was very good. Really raised my anticipation. Speaking of which, I mean, honestly, the trailers for The Force Awakens, I was 100% in when I saw the trailer for The Force Awakens. And I think it delivered. I think it was way better than I expected it to be. Way better than the prequels. What type of movies do I like? I mean, I was talking about the movies I like. One of my all-time favorites, Mad Max Fury Road, Withnell and I, The Princess Bride, Jesus of Montreal. I think I had a fifth one. I think I had a top... The Godfather. That's right. That's my top five. My top five of all time. And they span from the 70s to the 2000s. Godfather, 70s. I think Princess Bride and Withnell and I are both 80s. Jesus of Montreal, I think, is either 80s or early 90s. And then Mad Max Fury Road, 2000s. So there's a bit of a spread there. I haven't rewatched The Godfather in a while. I need to rewatch Godfather and Part 2, because a lot of people say Part 2 is better than the original, and I've never really felt that. But I maybe need to watch. But watching both of them is like, I don't know, 5 hours. It's a big fucking investment of time. Like we all just pretend Godfather 3 doesn't exist. You know what? In fact, now I want to look up the duration of those movies. Godfather movie. Wait, how long is The Godfather? Wow, 1972. It's that long ago. For some reason, I thought it was more recent than that, like 76 maybe. I want to know the fucking duration of it. Why the fuck am I finding it so hard to find the duration? You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to add time to the search. I'm really annoyed. Two hours and 55 minutes for the original Godfather. Godfather 2. God fucking damn it. Oh, for fuck's sake, you fucking fuck off with your fucking autocomplete that I didn't ask for. And it's not telling me the runtime. Fuck you. Fuck you. Runtime 3 hours and 22 minutes. Okay, so it's actually 6 hours to watch Godfather 1 and 2. Good Lord. And Godfather 2 is basically 2 movies. It's Vito's origin story and Michael consolidating his power. Yes, I'm just randomly getting angry because internet searches won't return a basic thing that I want. All my bits of ice are sticking together. Oh, this is probably a bad idea. Anyway, fucking around with ice in my big glass. Yeah, that's a nice refreshing. Oh God, for a second I was going to splash my clarified coffee drink into the mineral water, and I went, no, that would be such a bad idea. Drinking a coffee drink just before bedtime. Last time I did that, I did do it on a stream. I fucking couldn't go to sleep. I lay in bed for 2 hours going, why can't I go to sleep? And then I was like, oh, wait, I was drinking a coffee drink all through the stream. That was dumb. Like, that was stupid as hell. So I have to say, smart people do stupid things. That's why when I say religion is stupid, because it is, and all religions are wrong, categorically, definitely wrong, all of them. I'm not saying all religious people are stupid, because some very smart people are religious or spiritual. Off to bed, you got a shift, do you? Or are you just keeping the hours? But anyway, get some sleep, Kelty. As it comes back to, smart people do stupid things. They just do. Sometimes by mistake, and sometimes because you think it's a good idea, and it's not. And smart people can decide, and regularly do decide, that real stupid ideas are actually smart, like drinking alcohol, smoking, believing in religion, all these things. It's, I don't know, it's the human condition. Smart people do stupid things. And often people who are smart or excel in one area get this incredibly mistaken idea that they are smart or will excel in all areas. And it's really painful to watch people, because they've succeeded in one area, try to impose their will on things where they are just woefully ill-equipped to work in, but they're just convinced. Rich people are one of the biggest examples of that, because I made billions of dollars because I'm smart, so therefore all my decisions are smart. Therefore, when I go and interfere with something that is so far outside my experience, let alone my expertise, I am convinced I am still right. But also, really highly educated people do this too. They'll specialize in something, or maybe they're well educated in multiple areas, and they go, I am so smart, smarty. And they are, and particularly in their area of expertise, they're amazing. But it is relatively common for them to very mistakenly think their intelligence and knowledge transfers flawlessly to areas that they know nothing about, or worse, their preconceptions and prejudices lead them to actively wrong conclusions. It's one problem to not know things you think you know, but it's a much worse problem to very sort of aggressively and loudly hold on to a wrong idea, and you don't have the expertise to understand just how wrong you are. But because you have expertise in other areas, you think you're right all the time. Not me. I never do that. That was sarcasm. But yeah, we all have blind spots. We all have prejudices. I think most people are guilty of overestimating their ability to understand things. And sometimes you're right, you're understanding things really well. Sometimes you are not right. You are getting it very, very wrong. But because you've got it right a whole bunch of times, you're not great, or you can have the problem of not seeing when you're wrong. It's like the smart person's version of Dunning-Kruger. For anyone who doesn't know about the Dunning-Kruger effect, it's research done by two researchers, a Mr. Dunning and a Mr. Kruger, and they did repeated tests, and they went, wow, the stupider someone is, the more convinced they are they're right. It's basically, with a lot of people, when they have an opinion but no actual knowledge or expertise, they are really overwhelmingly convinced their opinion is correct. Like, basically, they're not smart enough to see how wrong they are. And what I was saying about smart people making mistakes, very often smart people self-correct. Like, if they get the evidence that it's like, oh, you know what? You had this very deeply held belief about that. Here's the evidence that shows you were completely wrong. And extremely often, smart people go, oh, I was wrong. Fancy that. Look at that evidence showing I'm wrong. The Dunning-Kruger thing is like, the more ignorant someone is, the less likely they are to be able to understand their level of ignorance or acknowledge their level of ignorance. While smart people do stupid things, on average, smart people are more likely to concede they've made a mistake. Basically, we live in a very complicated world, and that's why cults exist, and that's why dangerous populist politicians succeed, because in a horrible, complicated world that's almost impossible to understand, when someone gives you simple answers, that's very seductive. That's like, hell yeah, this guy knows. He knows that everything's fucked up, and he knows how to fix it. And they don't. Like, it's genuinely embarrassing when people go, but oh, the elites and the power and Trump will save us. Like, I'm sorry, and Musk is gonna get rid of like, these people are the fucking elite. It's full on embarrassing to see people go, "Ooh, Trump will save us from the elites." So, motherfucker, Trump is the elite, and he is like the worst fucking sort of the elite. Like, you definitely get people in, the oligarchs, the billionaires and whatnot, that aren't absolutely reprehensible. like Trump is. But Jesus Christ, he is fucked. He is seriously fucked. Just like, damn, you're the worst, dude. Like you actively suck so much. It's just a whole thing. And like, no one gets rich without fucking people over. No one gets rich without other people suffering. That's just the way the system works. In fact, I don't get to live my day-to-day life without other people suffering. And I'm not rich, but, we talk about, the 1%. I'm probably in the 1% of the world when you see how hard a lot of people have it. But my God, there's passively fucking people over, and it's just late stage capitalism. You virtually can't exist without being part of a system that fucks over vulnerable people somewhere. But there's a difference between, I exist in a system that fucks people over, and I am at the head of a system and I make active decisions to fuck people over. I mean, the body count of people like Zuckerberg and Musk and the rest of them is just terrifying. Like, their wealth is built on so many dead bodies. I think Celtic's already gone, Heine. I mean, his last comment was almost 10 minutes ago. He was going to bed. I think he's maybe already gone. I mean, a hot shower before bed, that's actually, I'll side with you. That's great advice, actually. If you're tired and trying to go to bed, hot showers definitely don't wake you up. I tend to find hot showers very relaxing, even though that's what I have in the morning. But, it's the morning I'm going to wake up. But yeah, something to ease you towards sleepy bobos. Hot shower, that's a pretty good idea. There's good ideas in the world. There's bad ideas. I think that's a good idea. Oof. Ugh. Are they going? Ugh. Goodness me. I don't think what I've got on tomorrow. Actually, I think I've got a fairly easy day tomorrow, unless someone complicates it for me. I do have a couple of meetings, but they're more chats with people. You had general just yesterday? Man, I haven't had general anesthetic for ages. Last procedure I had, which was the fucking probes, the spit roast, one down the throat, one up the butt, to see if I had bowel cancer. Big thumbs up. I didn't have it. But they used something I'd never heard of previously. I've talked about this before. They called it twilight anesthesia. They're like, you won't know anything, but this is not general. It's a different sort of anesthesia. It's not general. And your recovery time is so fast compared to general. You think you freaked them out by waking about 3 hours after the procedure. They gave me the verbal, "Are you crazy?" test. What year is it? Yeah, they wanted to see how out of it you were, but you were snapped in. I mean, I was absolutely amazed. Like when I had the probes done, had this twilight anesthesia that the anesthesiologist explained to me. I was like first thing in the morning, like 8:30 in the morning, and went in, and then I woke up. I was in recovery, and there was a clock on the opposite wall, and I'm like, that says 10 o'clock. It can't be 10 o'clock. I can't be awake already. And Then someone noticed I was awake and said, "How are you feeling?" I went, "Oh, I'm fine." Talk to me a bit. They went, "Do you want something to eat?" Because that's the other thing. You can't eat after general. You'll just throw up. And they brought me a sandwich and a drink. And I went home at lunchtime. It's wild. You had a ciggy 3 to 4 hours afterwards. That's dedication, mate. But yeah, my first exposure to twilight anesthesia was freaking wild because I absolutely went out. Like, I'm sure they did the count backwards thing. And I was really sort of, how's this going to work? And then it's just, zzz, and zzz, I'm awake in bed. But I was really alert straight away. Like as soon as I woke up, and my memory of the last time I had general was fucked. I kind of felt rotten, and I drank something I shouldn't have drank and threw it up. But it's like, ugh, I need like 12 hours to recover before I could eat it. I was like, bleh. And but yeah, hell yeah. That twilight anesthesia, that's the shit. I'm intrigued as to when they use it. Like, do they use that just because they weren't cutting me? Like, can they use that if they're actually cutting you? Although, okay, that was the other thing that amazed me, and I've said this before. So I've got these fucking, fiber optic cameras going through my body, went up the butt, went down the throat, and they did find some little growths, polyps, not cancer, not cancerous, but polyps can develop into cancer. So they're telling me they saw those and they cut them out. And I was like, what? It was like, so you sent these fucking probes into me and they find something that you want to get rid of. And you've apparently got cutting things on the end of them and you can control them and go snip and cut those polyps off. I'm not sure if they take them out or they just let it run through your system. But so this thing's gone up inside me, is looking around, and you actually cut bits off. And then and I didn't feel anything. And that, I swear, I thought, because something went out with throat, I thought I'd feel a bit sore, like because something's gone down my throat, something's gone up my butt. I thought I'd feel a bit, even just mildly uncomfortable, and it was nothing. I was like, wow, these people freaking know what they're doing. Honestly, it's these people are goddamn professional probers. Man, that was good. So, okay, so you didn't have incisions. Okay. They took you up to the table, asked you to transfer it under your own power, got you to move a little more. Remember nothing till you woke. Yeah. Anesthesia's fucking wild. And again, remembering the last times I went under anesthesia, just being carted in on the bed, and they going like, you're going, okay, now count backwards from 10. And you go, 10, no. It's just like, this shit just shuts you down. It's fucking wild. All right. Just going to put something to put a bit of flavor. I always say it's to give Mrs. Angry a bit of flavor in the orange peel to put in her hot chocolate in the morning. So I want to do my... Oh, you know what? Actually, I have other liqueurs in here. I'm going to try my spiced whiskey. What's in this one? Spiced whiskey. I'm going to put a little bit of that in there. Just a dram. Because I haven't tasted it. I make all these little things, and then I don't always use them all. And they're hanging around for ages. And thanks to Home for the Elderly, Charlie, I have a label maker, and so I label them all these days so I don't forget what they are. But I have all these little things, and I think some of them have been sitting around for a couple of years. And I probably, like, okay, this, where is it? This, there's a tiny bit of this. This is kind of like bitters. This is a herbal bitters. This was originally, it's like rosemary with some very high proof alcohol, which is where it gets the green color. I think this is more than 10 years old. I should use it up, is what I'm saying. Anyway. Okay, I haven't tasted this spiced whiskey for a little while. I'll taste it, see what it's like. That's pretty good. Wouldn't hurt to put a little bit of sugar syrup in it, actually. It's got a slight bitter edge to it. Put a little splash of this stuff in there. Ooh-ee, ting tang, walla walla bing bang. Ooh-ee, ting tang, walla walla bing bang. Well, I'm singing the Witch Doctor, maybe because I'm making a concoction. I don't know. Yeah, that's better. It's interesting though. Time marches on. It's just about bedtime. Okay, I'm going to have a couple of sips of this, and then I'll be going to bed. Got to pace myself. Got party night tomorrow night. Ooh, and I have to decide what cocktails I'm going to make, because I have a big, long list of things. Well, maybe I'll do a teaser of my Trello. Anthony Bourdain's cocktail of choice. Well, I have to look at that. Timeless classic. What was his? Fruit and drink. Favorite brew is cold beer. A Negroni. Yeah, fucking Negroni. Fuck off. Campari. Yuck. Old fashioned. That's, nonsense cocktail. Video ideas. Trello. What's next on my to-do list? Okay, I might do a Monte Perico. What's a Golden Glove? White rum, Cointreau, lime juice. Okay. You know what? I'm done. As soon as I thought about bed, I was going like, oh man, I have to pee. Oh, yeah, last time it was a long time ago, like fucking 30, 40 years ago. I don't even know. Or hours and hours. And it was like at least a 6-hour recovery time. Anyway, I am going to bed. So I will bid you fine people farewell. If you're around tomorrow night, we'll see what party night brings. It's always a surprise packet. You never know what's going to happen or who's going to show up. It's a wild and crazy thing. Thanks for sharing surgery stories, Heine. But I'm going to go to bed. So I'll say bye for now. Bye. You are totally